Hi everyone, welcome to our very first class of front end cohort 3. You're welcome. My name is Deborah and I'm going to be taking you through HTML. Okay, so we're going to have very brief classes but very content packed. Okay, so you're going to start with what is HTML. I always prefer to be very practical. So basically, HTML is the language of the browser. Now, I want to show you something. You're going to go to one of your schools. It's Midland High School, Kawempe. It's here. Now, we are going to see how was this website built. So we are having this navigation bar here, the blue one. We're having a badge here. We're having home and some students here. Okay, this is a long page. Okay, I think these are parties. Okay, so HTML is the language of the browser. What is a browser? A browser is things like Chrome. Now we are using Chrome. Firefox is also a browser, Edge. So how do we write this? How do we put this home here, this about here, admissions here? We do it using HTML. And how do you see that code behind this page? We are going to try and manipulate this code. Okay, we are going to remove this badge. Now, if you want to see the code, you right click, inspect. Okay, then come here and look at the code. Okay, this is the code that wrote this page. If you want to remove, for example, you want to remove this to see the code that wrote this badge, you click on the arrow here, click on the badge. The code that wrote the badge is right here. It got highlighted. And if you delete it, the badge is gone. If you want to see the code that wrote the word home, you come here, click on that arrow, click on home. This is the code. You remove it and it's gone. This is temporary though. I cannot modify their website just like that. It's just temporary. So basically the language that writes this browser, that writes this, that makes this page look like this is HTML. We can already see it on the side here, okay? HTML code is composed of tags, of elements, okay? HTML code is, we add up different elements to make up this HTML code. So when you come here, you see that this is head. There is the opening tag and the closing tag. We have body, we have a list of items, we have this page, we have, you can even see when you click on a line, you see the code it wrote. Now this line wrote this. So HTML is composed of elements. It is the elements which are combined that come up with this page, that create this page. Let's learn how to write the elements, okay? So this is the time you're going to put your Visual Studio Code to use. So I've opened up my Visual Studio Code, but before I open it up, let me first close it. Let's create a folder on the desktop. We are going to call it lesson 1. So this folder, we're going to call it lesson 1. Lesson 1. Don't just put lesson -1, okay? Okay. Now, when you open Visual Studio, we are going to open lesson 1, okay? This folder, lesson 1. So to open that folder, you come up to File, Open Folder. Are you seeing the word Open Folder? And then Desktop. You'll see lesson 1. Click on it. Select folder. No, open it. Okay. Okay. That's it. All right, so I've opened lesson 1, and inside lesson 1 folder, we always get these prompts, so you should just select yes, I trust the author. Inside lesson, if you click, if you are aware, you don't see, but when you come here, lesson 1 on the side, this is the Explorer, you'll see this first box here, stand for new file. Click on it, and you'll put here inside elements, small letters, elements.html. Okay, every HTML file must have the word .html. Okay, come in the center. Click. When you click, the page loads automatically. Then we are going to ignore this. When you write, they will disappear. We're going to do our very first HTML element. So an HTML element is composed. Yeah, it's composed of the opening tag. This is how you write the opening tag, less than sign and greater than sign. Then you put a space and then a closing tag. So this combination, opening tag and closing tag has a slash like that. Okay, this is the opening tag, this is the closing tag. Now, all tags have names. For example, if you want to put a paragraph, okay, you come here inside and you put P, and after the slash, you put P. So an element must have an opening tag and a closing tag. It must also have content. So the content, we put it between the opening and the closing tag. So you come here and you put your content. Hi, my school is on fire. Okay. And then when you finish doing this, when you see this white dot here means that your work is not saved. Save it. To save your work, you press Ctrl CTR, leave your finger there, and then S. You see, it has now disappeared. So that is, you have saved it. Now, how do we see our work? So we have created our very first, we have written in the browser. To see it, go back to the desktop. Go back to the desktop, open this folder, lesson 1. You'll see a file here, okay? Just double click it. And now you're also on the browser. This is your local site and it has, hi, my school is on fire. Good. So you have created your very first HTML element. And we are going to stop there. Now, the task that you're going to have, your task is to look out for what is meaning of HTML. What's HTML in full? Okay, that is your task. What does each of those things mean? HTML, what do they mean? That's your task for after this class. Have a nice day.